Howdy freeze dryers, welcome back to the Live Life Simple Kitchen. Today we're gonna start a new series. We're gonna call it the Freeze Drying Pantry series. We're actually gonna do 2 recipes to kick this off today. What I wanna do with the Freeze Drying Pantry series is make a series of bulk freeze-dried food that you can just grab off the shelf. You add the recommended amount. You can either put it into a jar or you can throw it into a bag and it's ready to go. We're kind of going into our outdoor season, at least for my family. We like to do a lot of outdoors camping and hiking and things like that. And it's just so easy to be able to grab all this stuff, throw it into a bag or a jar, add the correct amount of water and just have a meal that's ready to go. We're gonna kick that off with some chicken noodle soup or some chicken and rice soup, whichever one you choose to make today. So let's get into this. So today for our chicken and rice soup or chicken noodle soup, you're gonna need some cubed chicken or some shredded chicken. I actually like to grill mine and then slice it into strips and then cube it. You're also gonna need some chicken bouillon or some chicken stock, as well as some sliced lemons, a little celery, and some carrots. And then depending on whether you're gonna do chicken and rice or chicken and noodles, you'll need egg noodles cooked, which I have going right now, or if you're doing chicken and rice, you'll need some rice as well. Both of these recipes today are identical with the exception of the rice or the noodles. And the beauty of these freeze drying pantry recipes is we don't really have to worry about quantity until we're ready to make the finished product because it's all gonna be bulk freeze dried. A lot of the reason I just purchased the XL freeze dryer is so I can do videos like this and so I can kind of gear more towards the freeze drying pantry video. It's not gonna matter what size freeze dryer you have. It's not gonna matter what brand freeze dryer you have. This can be done the same way, just with the same amount of freeze-dried food. Let's get into this. I'm gonna do an entire tray of freeze-dried chicken. It needs to be cooked chicken. I grilled mine and then cubed it. That's how I'm gonna do mine, but it can also be shredded or however you want to do your chicken. I have some egg noodles going. I'm gonna do about 16 cups total. And then I'm also gonna get some brown rice going. I like to do the rice in the Instant Pot. I'm doing 2 cups at a time. I'm doing 2 cups of uncooked rice with 2 cups of water. A 1-to-1 is always a good rule of thumb. Also, when you're rehydrating, it works that way too. We're gonna do 15 minutes of pressure cook, and then we're gonna do 5 minutes of a slow release. And then to my chicken tray, I'm gonna add some sliced lemons. If you do lemons, make sure that they are sliced very thin or they will take forever to dry. You can also save the ends or just pieces like of the rind and actually powder those for some lemon zest. For the next couple of trays, we're gonna do some chopped carrots, some chopped onions, and some chopped celery. I'm gonna use a food processor and you'll quickly realize that if you're doing bulk foods like this, you're gonna want something that can chop very quickly. I'm using the Vitamix with the food processor attachment. It makes pretty quick work of this. So we'll do a tray of chopped celery. Other half of this tray, I'm gonna do onions. When you're doing onions, make sure that you are able to kind of contaminate the rest of that load. In this case, we're doing all of the ingredients for chicken noodle soup or chicken rice. If the onion gets in the freeze dryer and kind of contaminates things, it's not a big deal because you want that onion flavor in there, but just be mindful of that of bulk ingredients in the future. We're also gonna do a tray of sliced carrots. So I have my noodles done and I'm working on my rice because I can't do enough rice to fill this tray. This is an XL freeze dryer. Each one of these trays holds 15 cups of food. So I don't like to overfill it more than 15 cups, but I am kind of pushing the limits today farther than I have. I really kind of want to see how the XL is going to hold up to that extra food amount. Each 15 cups of noodles or 15 cups of rice, or 12 to 15 cups of rice, I'm going to add 1 cup of chicken stock or chicken broth. So we can actually do this a couple different ways. You can add it to the noodles or to the rice, or you can also cook them in that stock if you want to do it that way. And there's also a third option if you want to do it this way. You can take a bouillon cube and smash it up, but you want to make sure that you're using the appropriate amount of bouillon for 1 cup to make 1 cup, and then you can add that extra cup of water in when you rehydrate the recipe. And we're going to add this other cup to our 15 cups of rice. really we're just trying to add a little bit of extra flavor into the rice. After rice is cooked and it's freeze dried, if you add hot water, really within a few minutes you have cooked rice again, and you get an instant type rice that actually turns out a lot better than instant rice was. You also cannot find, that I know of, instant brown rice, at least the kind of brown rice that I would like to have. So I do lots of freeze dried rice like this because it's just handy for a lot of different recipes. So our chicken noodle soup in a jar, or our chicken rice soup in a jar. That recipe, as well as more than 300 others, can be found at that website, freezedryingcookbook.com. Make sure you also check out our other recipes and books, the Freeze Drying Handbook and the Freeze Drying Cookbook. These two books, as well as the PDF downloads, as well as accessories and other things that you've seen in this video or other videos, can be found at freezedryingsupplies.com. If you have questions about freeze drying, you can always check out our social media groups. We have a Facebook group and a MeWe group. It's Retired at 40's Freeze Drying Group. There's all kinds of information on there. We have just about 80,000 members with those two groups combined now, and you can use the magnifying glass. It's the search function, and you can search members and threads, keywords, and all kinds of different stuff. Any question you can imagine can be answered on those groups. If you have questions about the freeze dryer itself, or you're considering purchasing one, please use our affiliate link. It can be found down in the description, and if you use that affiliate link, it actually supports this YouTube channel. It helps bring this content to you, helps build up our groups. It helps us do giveaways in the groups. It helps us develop new products. It also helps us grow this freeze drying community. So if you have used that affiliate link, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. And with all of that said, let's get back to our chicken noodle, chicken rice soup in the XL. I think it's just about done. I'll see you in a second. And that was a little bit faster than I thought it was going to be. We ended up right at 32.5 hours. And because this was so quick, I want to make sure that everything is completely dry. So I'm going to use my thermal imaging camera. And if you missed my review on the XL freeze dryer, make sure you go back and check that out. It's really hard to capture on camera how big these trays are and how much real estate this takes up. This is about 5 feet of freeze-dried food. So I'm just gonna bag all of these up as individual ingredients, and then we'll put together a recipe that we can make into a jar or into a bag. I'm gonna use the food funnel to do this, and we kind of knew the XL was coming, or we were anticipating it. So when we made this food funnel, this has been instrumental in bagging foods now, because these trays are so much larger and you're doing such larger quantities. So the hard part's done. The easy part is putting this all together. We're gonna do 1 jar for the chicken rice and 1 jar for the chicken noodle soup. I'm gonna use a food funnel because this will kind of keep all the mess in one place. We're aiming for a 1 to 2 person serving size. So to make these recipes backpacker or hiking or camping or whatever you're doing friendly, we want them to fit inside of a mason jar even after they're rehydrated, or inside of a Mylar bag. We're gonna start with a cup of egg noodles if you're doing the chicken and noodle soup. Also, you can do a cup of rice if you're doing the chicken and rice. Then a 1/2 cup of chicken in each, and then a 1/2 cup of celery, 1/2 cup of onions, and then a 1/2 cup of carrots. We're gonna add a lemon slice to the top, and then 2 teaspoons of thyme. And then you can top this off with a bay leaf if you want a bay leaf in there. And then if you have not added your bouillon or stock yet, you'd want to add that right now. Freeze dried, of course, or about 1/2 cube of bouillon crushed up. You can sprinkle it over the top, and then we're ready to go. So that is it. This will fill the entire jar. I'm actually going to vacuum seal mine. And then just to kick this new series off with a bang, I think we should rehydrate this in a cool spot other than just my boring old kitchen here. So let's go up in the mountains and do a real world scenario rehydration. And that place is Goat Mountain right here. And it's a perfect day for some chicken noodle soup because it's cold, it's a little windy, but it's gonna taste so good once we get to the top. First stop, we're trying to look for the boneyard. It's a bunch of old cow bones, horse bones. Found our first clue. There's 5 or 6 elk up on the ridge, but I can't zoom in on them. I'm not sure if you can see them. Right about here. It's kind of a brutal terrain that we're on, but we're following the elk Almost to the ridge. Last few steps for the ridge. One last little hike and we'll get to the top of Goat Mountain. The house we're staying in is all the way over here. I guess this means we made it to the top of Goat Mountain, marked by undies. We didn't find the boneyard on the way up here. We might be able to find it on the way back, but we all worked up a big appetite. That was some treacherous terrain there. So I'm gonna add an extra half a cube of bouillon because we rehydrated this before we got here just as a test, and we liked it a lot more with the extra bouillon added to it. We have both up here today. We have chicken rice and we have chicken noodles. This recipe should be good if you're using a mason jar. If you add 4 cups, it should bring it right up to the brim of the jar. You can also do this in Mylar. We just boiled water today and kept it in an insulated jar, and that way we can just pour it in and it's ready to go. You could also just do it over a stove or whatever. So we'll fill up both to the very tippy top. The nice thing about the mason jar is you can shake everything up. And we're just gonna let these sit for 3 to 5 minutes, let that bouillon kind of dissolve in here, let everything absorb. So everything puffed up really nice. Rice always rehydrates really nice. Do a taste test.
Tastes like it was just made.
This is what you call high elevation chicken and rice soup. Let's do the chicken and noodle. That is homemade awesomeness right there. You like chicken and noodle or chicken and rice better?
Chicken noodle.
Chicken noodle or chicken and rice better?
Chicken noodle.
I think I like the chicken noodle better. All right, well that's 3 thumbs up for the chicken noodle, chicken rice soup recipe today. If you like what we've done here with the rehydration thing, make sure you let us know and give us a thumbs up. Time to head back down the hill. In the meantime, remember to live life simple. We'll catch you next week.